Osroene, also spelled Osroene and Osroene and sometimes known by the name of its capital city, Edessa, was a historical kingdom located in Upper Mesopotamia, which enjoyed semi-autonomy to complete independence from the years of 132 BC to AD 244. It was a Syriac-speaking kingdom. Osroene, or Edessa, acquired independence from the collapsing Seleucid Empire through a dynasty of the nomadic Nabatean tribe called Aria from 136 BC. The name Osroene is derived from Osrose of Or-High, a Nabatean Malka who in 120 BC wrested control of this region from the Seleucids in Syria. Most of the kings of Osroene are called Abgar or Manwu, who settled in urban centers. Under its Nabatean dynasties, Osroene became increasingly influenced by Syriac-Assyrian culture and was a center of national reaction against Hellenism. By the 5th century, Edessa had become the headquarters of Syriac literature and learning. In 608, Osroene was taken by the Sassanid Khosrau II, and in 638 it fell to the Muslims through the Muslim conquest of Persia. The kingdom's area, the upper course of the Euphrates, became a traditional battleground for the powers that ruled Asia Minor, Persia, Syria, and Armenia. On the dissolution of Seleucid Empire, it was divided between Rome and Parthia. At this time Osroene was within Parthian suzerainty. However, the Romans later made several attempts to recover the region. History. Osroene was one of several kingdoms arising from the dissolution of the Seleucid Empire. The kingdom occupied an area on what is now the border between Syria and Turkey. This kingdom was established by the Nabateans tribes from southern Canaan and North Arabia, and lasted nearly 4 centuries, under 28 rulers, who sometimes called themselves king. On the coinage, it was in this region that the legend of Abgar of Edessa originated. Osroene was absorbed into the Roman Empire in 114 as a semi-autonomous vassal state, after a period under Arsacid rule, incorporated as a simple Roman province in 214. There is an apocryphal legend that Osroene was the first state to have accepted Christianity as state religion. However, there is not enough evidence to support this point of view. The independence of the state ended in 244 CE when it was incorporated in the Roman Empire. It was a frontier province, lying close to the Persian empires with which the Romans were repeatedly at war. It was taken and retaken several times. Being a province on the frontier, it had a Roman legion stationed there. Legio III Parthica and its castrum may have been Res Arena, though there are some doubts on that fact. Following Emperor Diocletian's Tetrarchy reforms during his reign 284–305 CE, it was part of the Diocese of Oriens, in the Praetorian prefecture of the same name. According to the late 4th century Notitia Dignitatum, it was headed by a governor of the rank of Praeses, and was also the seat of the Dux Mesopotamia, who ranked as Verspectabilis and commanded the following army units: Equites Dalmator Illyriciani, garrisoned at Ganabar; Equites Promotor Illyriciani, Callinicum; Equites Maura Illyriciani, Debana; Equites Promotor Indigeni, Banassalm; Equites Promotor Indigeni, Sina Iudiorum; Equites Sagittarii Indigeni, Araba; Equites Sagittarii Indigeni, the Lazamana; Equites Sagittarii Indigeni Medianenses, Mediana; Equites Prima Osroene, Rasan; Praefectus Legionis Corti Parthasi, Circesium, Apitna, as well as, on the minor roll, apparently auxiliaries: Aela Septima Valeria Praelectorum, Telacamar; Aela Prima Victoria, Tovia Contrabina; Aela Secunda Paphlagonum, Elafica; Aela Prima Parthorum, Rhesea; Aela Prima Nova Diocletiana, Intithana Arae Horobum; Cohors Prima Gatalorum, the Lamina; Cohors Prima Euphratensis, Maratha; Aela Prima Salutaria, Duodecimo Constituta. According to Sizomen's ecclesiastical history, there were some very learned men who formerly flourished in Osroene, as for instance Bardesanes, who devised a heresy designated by his name, and his son Harmonius. It is related that this latter was deeply versed in Grecian erudition, and was the first to subdue his native tongue to meters and musical laws. These verses he delivered to the choirs, and that Arianism, a more successful heresy, met with opposition there. Osroene in Roman sources. Abgarus of Osroene had signed a peace treaty with the Romans during time of Pompey and was initially an ally of the Roman general Crassus in his campaign against the Parthians in 53 BC. Later on, however, he secretly switched sides and became a spy for the Parthian king Orodes II in the war effort by providing faulty intelligence to Crassus. This was one of the main factors in Crassus' defeat. He influenced Crassus' plans, convincing him to give up the idea of advancing to the Greek city of Seleucia near the Euphrates, whose inhabitants were sympathetic to the Romans. Instead, Abgarus persuaded him to attack Osroene. However, in the midst of the battle he himself joined the other side. Abgarus has been identified as an Arab sheikh in another source. In this campaign, an Armenian force of 16,000 cavalry and 30,000 infantry accompanied Crassus. Orodes also managed to keep the Armenian force out by making peace with Artavasd. During Trajan's time, around 116 AD, the Roman general Lucius Quietus sacked Edessa and put an end to Osroene's independence. After the war with Parthians under Marcus Aurelius, forts were built and a Roman garrison was stationed in Nisibis. Osroene attempted to throw off the Roman yoke, however in 216, its king Abgar IX was imprisoned and exiled to Rome and the region became a Roman province. In the period from Trajan's conquest to 216, Christianity began to spread in Edessa. Abgar IX was the first Christian king of Edessa. It is believed that the Gospel of Thomas emanated from Edessa around 140 AD. Prominent early Christian figures have lived in and emerged from this region, such as Tatian the Assyrian, who came to Edessa from Hadiab. He made a trip to Rome and returned to Edessa around 172 to 173. He had controversial opinions, seceded from the church, denounced marriage as defilement and maintained that the flesh of Christ was imaginary. He composed Diates Aaron, or Harmony of the Gospels, in Syriac, which contained eclectic ideas from Jewish, Christian and dualistic traditions. This became the gospel par excellence of Syriac-speaking Christianity until in the 5th century Rabula, bishop of Edessa, suppressed it and substituted a revision of the old Syriac canonical Gospels. After this, Edessa was again brought under Roman control by Decius and it was made a center of Roman operations against the Persian Sassanids. Amru, possibly a descendant of Abgar, is mentioned as king in the Pakli inscription, recording the victory at Narseh in the Sassanid civil war of 293. Historians identify this Amru as Amru ibn Adi, the fourth king of the Lakhmid dynasty, which was at that time still based in Haran, not yet moved to Hira in Babylonia. Many centuries later, Dagalaiphus and Secundinus, Duke of Osroene, accompanied Julian in his war against the Sassanid king Shapur II in the 4th century. In his writings, Pliny refers to the natives of Osroene and Commagene as Arabs and the region as Arabia. According to Pliny, a nomadic Arab tribe called Aria occupied Edessa about 130 BC. Aria founded a small state ruled by their chieftains with the title of kings, and the district was called after them Arene. This name eventually changed into Osroene, in assimilation to the Parthian name Osros or Chosros. Rulers of Osroene: Ayu, Abdu bar Mazar, Fradhash bar Gebau, Bakru I bar Fradhasht, Bakru II bar Bakru, Manui, Abgar I Pika, Abgar II bar Abgar, Manu II, Pakor, Abgar III, Abgar IV Sumaka, Manu III Safuel, Abgar V Akama bar Manu, Manu IV bar Manu, Abgar v Akama bar Manu. Manu v bar Abgar. Manu vi bar Abgar. Abgar vi bar Manu. Sanitruk. Abgar 7 bar Ezed. Roman Interregnum 116–118. Yanur. Parthamaspates. Manu 7 bar Ezed. Manu 8 bar Manu. Wail bar Saru. Manu 8 bar Manu. Abgar 8. Abgar ix. Abgar x Severus bar Manu. Abgar Severus bar Abgar Rabo. Manu bar Abgar Severus. Abgar Farhat bar Manu. Episcopal sees. Ancient episcopal sees of Osroene listed in the Annuario Pontifico as titular sees. Batne. Bertha. Callinicum. Cara. Constantina. Dorsara. Edessa in Osroene. The Metropolitan Archbishopric. Hemiria. Markopolis. Merida. Ni Valentia. Telmara.